14 practices now in the books for the Huskers. Hi, Sean Callahan for HuskerOnline.com as we make our way through this third week of fall camp. And, we got a chance to talk with defensive coordinator Bob Diaco, several different players and coaches on just kind of where this defense is at as they hit this third week.
Yeah, I mean, there hasn't been anything that's been not positive. Everything's positive. Every coach is improving. Every player on defense is getting better. We're a work in progress. It's like I said, we have a whole bunch of players that have never participated in the games. So, but they are getting ready. They're working. They're giving everything they possibly have to give, and with kind of Groundhog's Day each day, we're trying to be the same guy every day, and they're really embracing that and coming to work. So, no one's disappointed.
You know what? I think they're just excited to be here and get better. I mean, I really do. I think they're, I think they're loving the scheme. I think they're really loving each other and playing their hearts out. And we just got to keep getting them better.
Oh, a lot of energy, and that's across the line. Go from Carlos just doing his thing, always being exceptional, being great, and everybody under us is bringing the energy that we need for this defense.
As Diaco looks at improved players on this defense, he said no player has arguably made a bigger jump here this August than defensive end Ben Stilly.
Ben has done a great job. Ben has been one of the more improved players since fall camp started. He's learning how to play harder. He's learning how to cut it loose and not be thinking. He's a very cerebral young man and very smart. And in some instances in the past, you spend time thinking. That's not the time. It's a reacting man's game. So he has done a really good job of cutting it loose, so to speak, and playing hard.
Another one of the interesting storylines to watch on this defense is how the Huskers will work in some of these talented young linebackers, particularly a guy like Avery Roberts.
We got to develop him as the season goes, because we all know how a season goes. Who knows what game it'll be, but we'll need him at some point to have a large role. And so we just got to develop him, and he's got to learn from Chris and the things that Chris does right, and then just keep growing that way, even though he's not going to get as many reps as Chris. So that's always the hard part for young kids.
Sophomore Muhammad Berry also would kind of fit into that same category.
Oh yeah, Mo's gonna be a part of the game, and he's going to help, and he's going to play, and he's going to be a big impact for us, and he's played like that. So we got ways that how we're going to rotate those guys to make sure that we get guys on the field and we're always fresh, so we can play at maximum effort on every play.
Then when you look at this secondary, Nebraska is still obviously trying to kind of shuffle the pieces since the Chris Jones injury. But even though Jones has not been on the field practicing, he's still been a big part of things.
Chris could have every problem in his life and you'll never notice. That's what kind of demeanor he has. I mean, it's even the life of a corner. So Chris' mindset is always positive. That's just how he is. And he's still leading us out there. And, I mean, shoot, he's the other coach. It's me, Booker, and Chris Jones. That's the three coaches of the secondary.
You think he is further along than maybe people expected, or is it? I mean, where would he be at right now in kind of that comeback process?
I really couldn't tell you that. I mean, I'm not a doctor. All I know is that Chris looks good to me always. So even if Chris had one leg and a cast, Chris still looks good to me. So, I mean, it's just how it is. I mean, it's a day-to-day thing.
As corners coach Dante Williams looks at this group as a whole, he said really there are three guys that are going to have starting type roles in this defense. Obviously Lamar Jackson, then Eric Lee, and DiCaprio Boodle.
We have three starting corners, so Boodle fits in one of those three starting corners. So, I mean, he just continues to, work. He's going to continue to learn. He's young. I mean, he's even young to the position. A lot of times in high school, all he did was press and outrun guys because he's aggressive and he's fast. So he's learning truly how to play corner, and he's doing a good job at it.
There's no competition. We just, we just go out there every day and work together. We just try to feed off of each other, bring the energy, and we in this together. It's no type of thing where, it's me or you. Nah, we in this together.
And then lastly, punter Caleb Lightbourne has come a long way since his freshman year, and I think the biggest thing he had to overcome, he said, were the mental hurdles.
As far as mentally, I think last season was a lot harder than I thought it was, because during the season I was trying not to be in my head too much. But I mean, as far as being mentally prepared, I think that I'm just so much more prepared because I know exactly what to expect, and I played in every game, and I know been in a lot of different situations, and it's just made me more mature and made me humble about every single situation. Going in there, every single punt is an individual punt, and you just got to take advantage of every single opportunity that you get.
Lightbourne added that he's been averaging 48 yards per punt here throughout fall camp. With the Huskers here in Lincoln, I'm Sean Callahan of HuskerOnline.com.